Hey everybody, let's talk about Coti or Cody. I think it's Coti. I was going to say correct me down below how we should pronounce it. Do so if you know how to spell things phonetically. But regardless, that's what I'm talking about today, guys. Is I'll probably have another video on Cody coming out this week. I realize I've been kind of leaving him out. Sorry, nothing personal. I own it. I overall like it. And in this video, I want to tell you guys a little bit about I can reiterate my price prediction. I was going to say if I remember, I probably will, because I'm going to pull up some charts, let you know what I think about price action, where I'm looking at DCAing into if I do, and where I think it's going to go and what time frame, and just some of that little opinion and thoughts, right? We'll do a quick recap on what Coti is. And I guess for the short of it, that's what this video is on. I'll do one soon about things I really like about Coti. We'll go in a little bit more in depth about like the most bullish things and like why I own it. Today I'll hit the main one and we'll just kind of move forward with our day. So real quick, you guys know the spiel. If you guys get something entertaining from this and or you like it, or you've just been in my videos enough, please do press some of those buttons down below. It helps me out. Now let's go ahead and talk about Coti. Okay, I'm expecting to get some hate from this video. How's that to start this off? All right, is I feel like I got to give a quick little disclaimer here real quick. Not the one you just saw, another one. Right, is I am bullish on Coti. I bought it in full hopes that it's going to get picked up by the European Central Bank to be used as one of or their sole privacy layer aspect to making the digital euro. We don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's the main reason I opt in. There's a lot of other perks. I think that Coti is a pretty good crypto regardless of it. But if you guys have watched my videos, I am not that super bullish. Everything's going to the effing moon. You think this is going to hit $1? I say $2. Like, that's just not me. You can call me pessimistic. You can call me bearish. I call myself profitable and it's working well for me, but I'm not going to be the most excited or animated when it comes to this. And I'm not married to my crypto. I just feel like I should foreshadow with that. I think Coti's great. I'm really hoping that it's going to get picked up by the central bank of Europe to do the digital euro. But I'll also tell you, if they don't, I will probably trade out of Coti. And it's not because I think Coti is going to be a bad crypto then. It's still good. And everything I'll say in this video or my future ones about why I think it's good still hold true. But I got to look at where do I think I'm going to make money? And if it does not get picked up by the digital euro, which we should know in October, I will trade it out. So there's the heads up, the foreshadow, whatever you want. But with that being said, if some of you left the video now, then cool. It's people who doesn't want to hear me shit talk something that they're emotional about, which is hard not to be with finances. I get it. But what does Coti do? So it's all about privacy. That's the short of it. Is if right now we go to a bank and I send you a money transfer from my bank to yours, well, both of us get to see everything, right? We can see how much I sent you, when it was sent, if it went through any intermediaries to get there. But both of our banks also see that too, which means everyone who works for those banks, pretty much anyone except for the janitor, maybe even them, can see all the details. My bank account number, your bank account number. And the whole part of crypto, in theory, is decentralization, so other people can't get their hands into our shit, right? So Coti's whole thing is to make it so that way at most everyone just sees I sent you something. That's it. Everything else, all the other details stay between you and me. And it's all about privacy. And if we're talking about global systems instantly transferring money this way for big brother government to keep their hands out of it, we need privacy. Freaking awesome. It is not the sexiest narrative, but Coti appears to be the best crypto for it. It's the fastest Web3 on it, and they're even pushed by Ethereum's co-founder. So they've got strong push. They've had some experience working with the Shackle, setting up other CBDCs. So they run pretty well. The biggest problem is that there is competition that's a little bit larger, and that might get picked up also, like PayPal, for example. but Coti's being tested. It's one of the ones being tested. And digital euro might pick up more than one for privacy, or they might just use certain aspects of it. I'm still banking that they will. And I actually have a buy order set in, which we'll probably pull up in the charts the next few minutes to show you where I have it at, because I want to get a little bit more of it. All right. I think it's going to do well. I want a little bit more a little bit early. But that's in short what Coti is. So I'll put the chart. I'll give you a price prediction, which it hasn't changed, by the way. If you saw my other videos on it, it's going to be the same thing. And we'll just talk about some of the lines and colors that we see. So here we are on the 3-month chart. I got a few blue lines here. I'll hit that momentarily, but first I owe you guys a price prediction. So I'm going with the 3-step concept here, guys, meaning if it barely moves and it just goes with the market, I'm still looking at a 10x from now. I'm thinking that on the low end, it goes to around 55 to 75 cents. All right. We'll call it my realistic bet is I think it's going to get up to about 92 to 96 cents. And I did a whole video describing how I got these numbers because these were actually much more math and logistics based, not just, hey, this sounds good. Though there was a little bit in there, of course. Its opinion pushes it. But I think realistically, I don't think it's going to hit $1. I think it's going to fail a little short. That $1, guys, it's an emotional standpoint. A lot of people are expecting it. So a lot of people are going to sell before it gets there, which I think will stop it from getting there. However, if there is major traction, everything goes incredibly well, I think we could see $1.25 to like $1.40 this cycle. And let me emphasize, all those were for this cycle. All right. If could Coti get to $2? Sure. It's not happening in 2025 or 2026, in my opinion, but it could definitely get there. So a lot of this also depends on, are you looking to just hold on for this bull run and get out before it ends? That's my plan. I've been very straight with you guys. I plan on selling damn near all of my crypto, ideally before the end of this year, except for some of my quant, and then take and enjoy profits and then do some leverage and swing trades until the market fails. And then I've got a bear market plan already set. Or if you plan on just hodling it for long periods of time, then it doesn't really matter what happens on a day-to-day basis. Buy and enjoy. So with that being said, we got a couple lines here. Right now we're at 5 1/3 cents, right? 5.3 cents. And I have a buy limit set. Actually, though I have a line right here just under 5 cents, the buy limit I have is slightly above at 5.0. Actually, I think it was 5.1 cents. But I think both of these are good lines. And the reason why I say that is, again, on a gross scale, we're not looking at inverse head and shoulders or teacups or tiger noses and all the other things we get into TNA, because I'm not looking at hour to hour, day to day. I'm looking at entry points. And so I see a lot of support and resistance lines around these spots, knowing that in general, the market thinks these are good spots to buy or sell. Plain and simple. Show what the market has told you. So I've got a buy limit set down here in case after the rate cut, there's a buy the rumor, sell the news event, or just if we wake up on Tuesday morning and everyone decided to sell their coins. So I made this chart yesterday. Right now I'm recording on Sunday, by the way. I plan on having this posted Monday. We'll see how successful I am. With this blue line I put of where I think we're going to be at about the time the rate cut happens. And I might have gone a little short on this one because we've already touched, but we did rebound down. Obviously, we were below it at this moment. You can see it right here to here. But I put this blue line here thinking that we're going to be around the 5.7, 5.8 at the time that the Fed meeting happens. So we'll see. It could be a little higher. I just want to put that as a quick reference point for my next point. And with this, I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. All right, we got 2 new lines here. Now, I'm fully expecting a 25 basis point cut. And presuming that happens, I think there's going to be a buy the rumor where things go up because they kind of already are. You see it in this chart. You'll see it in most crypto charts. Prices are going up. And then I think within a couple of days, prices will come down from selling the news. But I think we'll have lower highs. And where I am optimistically looking is I think after a rate cut, I'm looking for about the 7 cents to be the new high. I think this is going to be a larger catalyst than most other rate cuts because of the time of the year and the expectation of alt season coming pretty much any time now. And if there's just another good piece of news that comes from the Fed meeting or someone times other news well, it will go up a little bit higher. Realistic, but I think we're going to end up around 7 cents. Am I saying that I'm not going to bet heavily on it. Like I'm not doing a leverage trade up to there, but I think that's where we're going to end up being. So that you want to know my confidence level, not enough to put my leveraged money in my mouth, but that's where I'm looking for. Is it to come up, touch a little higher, and then retrace down? Like a couple other lines here. So what could this one be? So this is the line where I think it's going to go down to as a retrace. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to 8 cents based off the rate cut news. And I don't think it's going to happen immediately. I think we're going to continue. I know we tested here. I think we're going to continue up come Monday, Tuesday. And probably by the time the meeting happens, I wouldn't be surprised if we're around the 6.5 cent. Again, people are going to keep buying, expecting good news. And then the rate cut news will blast off. If it's a 50 basis point cut, we'll go way past this. I don't think that's going to happen, but people have talked about it. I talked about it. But those are some of my quick thoughts. I put this line here because I'm expecting a high amount of selling pressure right here. So we're going to hit 15 cents eventually, right? At least I'm confident we are. I already told you my bearish price prediction is past that. But I'm expecting a lot of selling pressure here. So why am I thinking that? Because last time I got up here, we had 4 spots in a month, a little less than a month, that it touched there's either resistance or a support line. And not for nothing, guys, 15 cents, right? That's the 1, 0, or 5 emotional rule people are looking for. Not as strong as like a 5 cent, 10 cent, or 50 cent, but 15 cents, people are going to be having mental block and be looking to sell there. So depending where we are in the market, when we get close to this spot, whether I'm still in Coti or not, I might be looking at leverage in either direction, depending on the market at this point. Might also look at that here at the 10. I think, though, that when we get to the 10, the market's probably going to be too hot for me to risk doing leverage, but that's my own opinion. Okay, guys, so those are my quick-ish thoughts on Coti. I should have another video, like I said, later this week about things that I really like about it. Yes, I'm going to touch about the digital euro because that is the big thing to me, but there's a lot of good stuff about this crypto. There's a lot of good crypto out there. So with that, which ones are you guys expecting to do the best? Not what you want to do the best, but I mean, if you want to put that down below, but I'm curious which crypto do you own that you think is going to do the best from here, right? Because it's a different point based off of when you bought it. Like H bar is probably going to do me better than most of my other crypto, but my average was 6 cents, right? So I got in a lot earlier on that one versus someone who might have gotten Coti at 2 cents is going to do a lot better than me with my average a little under 5, right? So I'm curious, which one do you expect right now to be the best move for you personally? And tell me what you like about Coti down below. I'm curious. Let's share some notes. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Peace.